This recording is going to show you how to reassign the Lambert1 if you've accidentally assigned it a texture. So let's say I wanted to reassign this checkerboard. Like I wanted to remove that from the image plane that it's assigned to. And you can see here's a color, and then here's a little checker box that turns into a triangle. If you click on that, this is what it's assigned to. If I want to remove that, I go back to the color, I right click on it, and you should see a break connection. As soon as you do that, it should go back to just a regular Lambert shader. The other way to do that is if you go to, like Taylor was saying, if you go to the channel box, and then you can select these attributes and right click, and then there's also a break connection in here. Maybe, let's see, color. Well, I usually use this break connection for rigging. If I've applied a rig that I need to, or like if it has animation and I want to remove the animation, if I break connection here, it will remove the animation. To break connection for the texture, I usually go to attribute editor, right click, and then say break connection there. I just don't know why it didn't show up on Braden's because it shows up on mine. So I'm not sure, but yeah, that's how I would do it. And then just make sure that when if you're going to create a new object, say a sphere, you don't, one of the first things you want to do is just immediately right click and hold and say assign new material, and then choose a Lambert or a blend, but just make sure that you don't start with Lambert1. I mean, it starts with Lambert1. That's what it's defaulted to. You can see here, Lambert1. What I don't want to do is go in through here and assign this to, I don't know, a cactus or something. See if that'll work. Because what I'm trying to show you guys why this is not a good idea. Yeah, you can see, okay, so here's my sphere. It has a cactus on it. And let's say I actually wanted that, but let's say now I wanted to make a box. So I go create polygon cube. Now that, even though I didn't assign that cactus, I didn't mean to assign that cactus to the box. Any new object that I create, any new polygon is going to have that Lambert1 shader. So that's why you want to break the connection and only have immediately reassign it. So assign new material, and then just create a new Lambert for it. And just the other thing is, you want to also make sure that you always give it a very specific name. If this is going to be my cactus, I'm going to call it cactus _ shader. And if you have more than one cacti, you might want to call it cactus 1, cactus 2, cactus tall, cactus short, whatever. So you know exactly which shader. And also when you go in here and assign it the actual texture, yeah, so these are PNGs. These aren't JPEGs, these are PNGs. So I would call this, it's pretty specific, but I'm going to go ahead and call it _TXTR. Well, it won't let me do it now, but anyways, yeah. So I would rename it, and then the reason you want to rename it is very often Maya won't let you have something that's named the exact same thing. Like even in a layer, if this is my cactus, if I call this, let's see, where is it? Double click on it. Well, let me just make a new layer. So if I wanted to call this cactus _ shader, yeah, it won't let me because there's already something called cactus shader. So the layers, you're going to end them with LYR, _LYR. The shaders, you end them with _SHDR. The textures with TXTR. Joints, JNT. Control handles, CON. So you just want to be very specific with your naming so that Maya will always cooperate with you. Do you guys have any questions about reassigning Lambert1 or fixing the breaking connections with Lambert1 or anything? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here so we can continue recording. All right, so when I was at Real Effects, somehow I hit some keys on Maya and I couldn't access these panels. So it looked like this, and I needed those panels. And I asked one of my friends, he wasn't a lead animator. He was just he was senior to me, but because I was an apprentice, but he was an animator. And I asked him, where did my panels go? Where did my little tabs go? And he just walked up to my keyboard and he did this. And I said, thank you. But how did you do that? And he wouldn't tell me how he did that. I don't know why he wouldn't tell me, but he just kind of walked away with a smile. So it's a super simple fix. All you do is hit Shift and M and they go away. If you hold down Shift and hit M again, they return. Also, if you hit Control and M, you can see the top tabs disappear or appear. So Shift or Control M hides the top ones. Shift M hides the view tabs. And I guess if you just want to give yourself more space, like you want to make your play blast or your viewer bigger, you can hide those. But yeah, so that's a pretty simple.
Control space is another fun one.
Control space. Let me see what that does. Oh, that's like expert view. Yeah, actually, that's pretty handy. Especially if you're going to play blast, you can play blast and get an even bigger resolution or better resolution. That's a good idea. Good.
I'm just glad you also had that issue at one time because I felt dumb for emailing you, but I was like, I don't know, dude. I was like, I'm just going to have to send him a screenshot because I'm stumped.
Yeah. So I can pretty much guarantee every problem that you guys have had, I've had it either as a student or as a professional animator. So don't feel bad because I mean, Maya, there's so many windows. I mean, if you hold down spacebar, you have all these new menus. There's just so many icons. You can choose stuff up here. It's just crazy. And generally, you just get into the flow of using a handful of commands over and over and over. You don't have to use extrude from here and also use the extrude. Where is it? There's another extrude. I'm in modeling. Let me get this. There's also an extrude in polygon modeling. Here's another extrude. And there's probably a shortcut, some hotkey for it. Let's see. Sometimes if you, it's actually, I don't see them. Usually Maya will have, like it'll tell you what the shortcut is, like L, I guess that might be a shortcut for something. I thought oh yeah, here's some. Yeah, Control E is another. So you can, that's 3 ways to extrude. Control E, you can actually click here or you can click the icon. And of course, using hotkeys is fastest because you don't have to move your mouse over and click everything. So if you actually timed out over a year how much time you waste dragging your mouse over to icons and then unclicking the icon, all that stuff, you're wasting a lot of production time. So if you're just really fast on your, that's why, Shift and space, you get rid of all that stuff and you're just using hotkeys at this point. But I never really got comfortable with that. So I still use a lot of the icons. Anyways, any other questions?